If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Let's get into it.
Well, welcome back everybody to another exciting episode of TED Talks Guitar Necks. Now guys, what's going on, man? It's TED Talks Guitars and Life. In this video, my friends, we're going to tackle this here guitar neck that my dear brother Strings and Puck sent over to me back when he sent me the Frank Stallone prototype body and a couple of necks. Shout out Frankie. Hey guys, if you missed the Frankie adventure, man, all you got to do is find the playlist in the description below. Look for the keyword Frankie if you're looking for an adventure. That's a good place to start. Well, my friends, when Strings and Puck sent the body of Frankie and the other neck over to me, he included this neck. We've talked about this neck a little bit on the channel, and today we're going to attempt to do something with it, Jack, at least prepare it for a project. So, my friends, if you fancy a journey with a guitar neck, why don't you run on out to the kitchen, baby, grab yourself a Diet Coke and some popcorn, meet me back at the workbench, Jack. Go on and get your snacks, man. Yeah, guys, we got work to do. Let's get into it. Well, guys, welcome back. So, as I mentioned, my dear brother Strings and Pucks sent this guitar neck over to me back when we were doing the Frankie project. And when he sent it, he said, look, I'm going to send this to you. It needs a whole lot of work, and a whole lot of work it does need, my friends. I'm not really worried about the fingerboard, the frets right now. I'm not worried about anything up here. There's a couple of things that we do need to do to the neck. I have ascertained that that is copacetically a 4mm truss rod, and it does work. It does have some holes, and I don't know what we're going to do with the neck totally, okay? But I'm thinking about finding a guitar body somewhere. If I've got a guitar neck, man, I think it needs to live on a guitar body. So I'm kind of sort of in between projects right now. So let me not get off track. I'll tell my stories in a moment. Okay, so there's two things that we need to do. One is there is a screw stuck in that headstock. Now guys, I did not do that. I want that fully disclosed. And the way I take screws out of guitar bodies, I don't have appropriate tools to probably do this the correct way. So I'm going to do it the only way old Ted knows how to do it, Jack. And we will copacetically attempt, and the key word is always attempt, to get that screw out. The second thing we need to do is to fill in this with a little bit of wood filler, let that copacetically dry. All right, now, those do not appear to be structural in nature because that is the machine hole. And I don't think that we necessarily, quote, need to fill those. In other words, it could suffice. But hey, man, it's coming through the shop. Hey, man, special shout out to Smoke Eater's Guitar, man. John over there at Smoke Eater's Guitar, one of our new friends, and people been hanging out with us a little bit on the channel and other places. He posted a great video today on the 5 myths of guitar techs. And one of those myths was, kind of a bonus tip, was to treat every guitar as if it cost $100,000 and it's your pride and joy. In other words, treat all guitars, and in this case, all guitar necks, with respect. And we do try to do that around the channel. So what I've done, anyway, check out Smoke Eater Guitars, what I'm saying. That's the point of my story, Jack. Great content, great cat. I've already had a couple email conversations with him. So this is a piece of cardboard that came out of a product box. I've copacetically cut it to be about that size right there. And what I'm thinking I'd like to do is try to make a semblance of a cylinder to put in that machine head hole so that I can get as close to right up against that as possible, okay? Now, I don't exactly have the right size and all that. I guess I could have used my caliper to figure that out, but that would have been, well, what we call scientific. And if you hang on the channel, what you know is, yeah, man, we ain't that fancy, Jack. All right, so I'm going to cut this about right here. There we go. And I'm going to see if I can't wind this down a little bit. Guys, how's your day going, man? What do y'all got going on? What's going on in your neck of the woods, man? Anybody got any cool guitar projects you're working on, man? Oh, man, I so enjoyed catching up with everybody's great adventures, man. I was watching Sparky, still working on that pick guard and a couple things on his channel. That was cool. I mentioned Smoke Eater guitars already. All right, guys, something like that. Something like a little bit of a round kind of a deal right there, where when I put that wood putty in there, it's got something to bump up against, okay? And look, if the hole got filled or even partly filled, or we get some on the side, it ain't no big deal, baby. We'll just take our reamer and do a little situation, and life will be good. All right, now I'm beginning to think, I made that a little bit long because I was imagining that going in that whole kind of, oh man, look at that. Disaster struck early, man. We're not even that far along. And look at all this stuff that's coming undone, Jack. What is this guy doing? Well, here, let me just set all this to the side. Hard Rock Cafe, shout out. Anyway, I was thinking if I took, that's too thick. If I took something and kind of put it down in here a little bit, maybe I can round that out a little bit more, just so that I can, what I'm looking for is to get that kind of sort of against the edge, as I mentioned. And since I've moved it, I copacetically ruined the shape a little bit. There's probably, man, guys, what would you do, man? If I had a dowel that was exactly that size, I could probably, maybe I should have just sanded one of these down to size and crammed it in there. That would have been ideal. But anyway, I'm going to spin this right round. Copyright. There we go. There you go. Now I got a little bit of curvature. Now it does seem to me that it would probably be better to go ahead and fill this part before, because I'm just imagining if I had something stuck in here, then I might not be able to get my putty close enough. So let me do that, guys. So I've got some Goodfellow wood grain filler, and I'm about to run out of this at some point, man. I'm gonna have to stock up on some supplies, man. Speaking of supplies, I did copacetically buy some tools today, guys. Yeah, I sure did. I might need to put a little bit of moisture in this. This is pretty dry, man, but it's coming along pretty well. Yeah, guys, I am made one of my recent videos. I was talking about tools, and I appreciated those of you who gave me some great feedback about that video. And guys, I'm not saying feedback like, oh Ted, you're the greatest. I mean like true conversation about stuff, man. You know, guys, when I post stuff and I ask questions, I'm not just trying to get, you know, likes and views and all that kind of stuff, man. I'm really, when I ask questions, man, I really mean it. By the way, today's video is brought to you by Scotty P's Hamburgers. Shout out, Mike. No, guys, they don't know I exist. That's just a great cup, man. I don't know how many years I've had that cup around the kitchen. Oh, I'm not supposed to be drinking. I'm supposed to be putting just a tad of water in there. There we go. Anyway, just a little splash, man, just to moisten things up a little bit. You know what I'm saying, man? Got to get your putty moist, Jack. That's what I'm saying. All that said, guys, when I ask questions, man, I really am looking for the fellowship, man. And I appreciate so many people who hang out with us, man, have been doing this. I was kind of regretful the other day, man, because in that tool video, I mentioned a lot of channels. And then as I was watching it, I said, man, I forgot to give a shout out to BCG, man. 5150, my dear brother Chris, man. And guys, once you start talking about channels and trying to list them, particularly like if I don't have a list in front of me. So guys, please do not be offended, man, if I did not mention you. Okay, it was an oversight. Not that you are an oversight, but I was just riffing. Okay, and there were some people who were specifically came to mind. But Anyway, man, I just wanted everybody to be aware of that. And I think you guys know my heart by now, man. This is a messy proposition. Maybe I should have gloved up for this, Jake. You think? Oh, and I got a hair in it too. That's just good filler right there, that paintbrush hair, man. That's how you know you're doing it right. So guys, I'm just going to try to see if I can't get some of this wood filler off of my dowel and into that hole right there. A little something like that. And I'm going to cram it in there in just a minute. I've got a... all right, let me get a... apparatus. Something like that. Now, I don't necessarily want to... See, this is why I thought I'd fill this up first, and then I would attempt to go over to the second hole, but it looks like I'm just going to go ahead and do the second hole right now without putting my cardboard in there. Now, we'll come back and we're going to have to do this a couple times, because as I press this down, hey guys, there are people who really know how to do this. People like Marshall, man, and other people. So guys, nothing I do is prescriptive, all right? I'm going to spare you the statement about how I'm not a luthier, not a professional, because clearly you figured that out by now. Oh man, although I do try to do a good job with what I do, man. And I do try to, you know, everything that comes to the shop, man, it doesn't leave the shop unless it's something that I can be proud of, man. Yeah, man. I don't sell junk. I don't try to pass off junk as good guitars, man. I try to be completely forthright with people who may purchase a guitar that I've worked on, man. And I've mentioned in a couple videos, you know, I don't do any of this to flip guitars, okay? So my goal is not to repair this so that I can make tons of money. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing this because I want to learn how to do what I'm doing right this very second now. I've done a little bit of something like this with wood filler to a neck pocket once, and that worked out all right. But that's all I'm doing, guys. I'm not in any way on a money-making extravaganza with this stuff, man. I am just trying to learn. And I learn by doing, man. I'm beginning to think that maybe my putty is not moist enough. Now, guys, you know me, man. Cosmetics are not my thing, man. I don't really care about the way a guitar looks. I really don't. I don't want it to look junky on purpose, but if it's got what we're going to call a little bit of character at the end of the day, well then, it's just going to have a little bit of character at the end of the day, man. I think character is a good thing, man. Not just in guitars, man. All the way around, my friends. Jay, I still haven't oiled my chair, man. I probably never will, actually. We'll just rename the channel the Squeaky Chair Channel. Alright, that's probably a little bit too much, huh? Can you please get that off your finger? It's really bothering me. Oh, is that bothering you, Mr. Critic? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys, I'm bothering the critic with that chunk of wood putty on my finger. But he's going to have to get used to disappointment, man, because I'm kind of got my hands full. All right, let me just take a little bit off of this. Now, I should be able to copacetically kind of wind that down in there. If I hold my mouth just right. There we go. That's all we're looking for, is a little something like that. So, in theory... this will dry, and I had the thought, man, that what I would generally do, I will be sanding all that off, you know, flush, and I'm more than likely going to be staining this guitar neck. If you hang on the channel, you already can envision what it's going to look like when I'm done with it. Because that's just, you know, what I do, man. That's just what I do, guys. And keep cramming stuff in there, huh? Alright, guys, well, that's ugly, and it's got a lot of extra sauce on it. More than it needs to have. But as I said, what I'm thinking right now, I'm going to end up sanding the whole back of the headstock and the entire guitar neck for that matter. And doing a deep stain on this thing. Okay, guys, is everybody still breathing, man? Yeah. Well, a couple points of learning for me, man. I probably could have benefited by putting down some butcher paper or something instead of just kicking it on my guitar mat. That probably would have been a good plan. Even if that's as flat as that got, I think it's 100 times better than that big old crack. But I think with some sanding and some staining, I think that's going to be all right. The tuners are going to hide most of that. Again, I don't think that it's necessarily structural, okay? Because the headstock is intact. The machine head, it actually had the Wilkinson tuners on it. If you've been hanging out on the journey, you know that. And yeah, so strings, man, sent over I think they were 15-to-1 Wilkinson locking tuners. They were pretty good. And again, String sent this over to me and said, hey man, you may or may not be able to do anything with this. So guys, there's no pressure, man, for this to work out. Which is probably good. Did anybody see me use my 1.5 millimeter saddle screw turny doohickey? It's a screwdriver. Oh, thank you, Mr. Critic. Appreciate you. Yep. It's just how we roll, I guess. All right, let me get some of this out of the way and see if I can't clean up just a tad bit. Yeah, that's probably not good. Oh, that's not the best way to do that, is it? Oh, this guy. How did this guy get a YouTube channel, man? It's hard to say, guys. Actually, it's not. It's really not that hard, man. I keep telling everybody that. Well, the critics, anyway, will keep asking me that. Headphones. Okay, guys. Well, when all that dries tomorrow, I'll come back and I'll take some sandpaper to all that, and we'll see how that looks. For right now, we need to tackle this situation right here. In just a moment, I'm going to look through my tools to see if I have anything. I think Jade over at Jade Guitars made an excellent suggestion. Apparently there's a, in the Carlos project, when I was doing research, before Marshall bailed me out and gave me that steel wool fix, I was doing a little bit of research on the interwebs about truss rods and all that, and I kept seeing this tool that was like, it's kind of like it would drill around the screw. I don't know what that tool is called. If I had one of those, I think that's what Jade was talking about. A tool where I could go work around the screw, so that would just kind of like, yeah, then I'd be able to just pull the screw out. But I don't have anything like that, I don't think. Yeah, sadly, guys, I don't have anything like that, man. So I'm going to have to do it the way I always do it. And invest in some better tools down the road, I guess. Okay, guys, be afraid. Be very, very afraid.
If it's a day called today, come rain, sleet, or snow, we're talking guitars and life jack. Get your popcorn, a Diet Coke, and come on to the show. Let's go! Tele Talks, Guitars and Life.
Well, that was easy. Said nobody ever. Yeah, so guys, if you know of a tool, Jade, I know you mentioned something, brother, but I don't know what that something you mentioned is called. Guys, there's ever a way that I can do that better than what I just did in the future, I would love to know what that is, my friends. So please, if you don't mind, put it in the comments, guys. What do you think about that? Yeah. All right. Well, now we got another hole to fill, don't we? We certainly do have another hole to copacetically fill now.
If it's a day called today, another guitar, some stories, and a video. Lots of cool folks are gathering in the comment section. Get your beverage, your favorite snack, and come on to the show.
Well, that is what it is. That is wood glue and sawdust in that hole. I still copacetically have a mound over this. I probably need to let this dry overnight before I go to sanding too much on it. I thought if I got a razor blade, maybe I could cut that down some. There's no need to have excess on there if I can help it. So yeah, man, that's what we're doing. Well, guys, I think what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to let all this copacetically set up overnight. And tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, we'll be in a better position to get some sandpaper on all this. Well, all right, my friends. I have done a couple things since I last hung out with you. I did do a light coat just to see if this would take stain without doing a whole lot of sanding, which it kind of did, and then I went out and sanded some more. I did copacetically fill all those holes. I sanded them down. You can see that some of that is taking stain, some of that is not. Most of that will live under the tuners. Life is good. I'm not worried about that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stain the back of this guitar neck. I'm going to try not to get too much on the front, although clearly we're going to have to do a whole lot here. I don't know what that looks like yet. But I'm going to focus on the back with the first coat of stain, Jack. Here we go. Well, all right, my friends. Yeah. So there is the back of the guitar neck. I would show you the headstock, but it's all copacetically drying. It pretty much looks like the back. You can imagine that. Anyway, my friends, so what did we do? Yeah, well, we did go outside the backyard. We sanded the back of that neck with 180 grit sandpaper. I tried to take just a little bit of meat off the back of that neck yard just to get a little bit thinner for my player preference, you understand. That neck was, well, we'll call it chunky. And brought her inside, and yeah, man, we did a little bit of salmon wood stain, Canadian maple, just a splash of that. And then we did alternate between the cocoa brown Rit dye and the tangerine dye to give it kind of that red burst kind of a look. Did about 3 coats of that off and on. And yeah, man, most recently put a little splash of Danish oil on there just to make things shine up a little bit. Jack, guys, it's not perfect, but I sure do like it. I'm feeling that all day long, Jack. So I guess tomorrow and in the next video you'll see about this neck. We will tackle the front of the guitar neck. We've got to see if we've got unlevel frets, and if we have unlevel frets we need to level them, we need to crown them, we need to polish them. And when I polish the frets, I will go at that fingerboard with sandpaper, and I'm not sure if we're going to stain the front of it or not. That remains to be seen. Well, should be quite the journey. Hey guys, thank you for spending any time with me today talking about guitars and life. Special shout out to the Jacks. Yeah, man, our channel members, for all your love, support, encouragement, and constant edification. Man, oh man, you guys are the best.
Well, as always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Hey, rock on with your bad selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.